Days of Our Lives, dramatic Wednesday developments shape Salem's future. As the beloved daytime drama continues to captivate audiences with its intricate web of relationships, secret alliances, and emotional confrontations, Wednesday, November 26th promises to deliver some of the most pivotal moments yet. The unlikely alliance, Gabby and Philip's romantic evolution. In what could potentially become one of Salem's most intriguing power couples, Gabby Hernandez and Philip Kiriakis are finally taking their complicated relationship to the next level by exploring what a genuine romantic partnership might look like. For weeks, these two sophisticated players in Salem's high-stakes game have engaged in passionate late-night encounters, their chemistry undeniable, and their mutual attraction impossible to deny. However, what's transpired behind closed doors has remained largely confined to those intimate moments. There's never been a formal courtship, no public acknowledgement of commitment, and certainly no traditional dating experience to speak of. This Wednesday represents a significant turning point in their evolving dynamic. Gabby and Philip have consciously decided to venture out into the public sphere and experience what a genuine date actually entails, the kind of outing where intentions are clear, where both parties are emotionally present and fully invested, and where the foundation for something potentially long-lasting might actually be established. Their shared appreciation for complexity, intrigue, and the carefully orchestrated games that power players in Salem engage in creates an intriguing foundation for their potential partnership. Philip's ambitious vision for the future directly aligns with Gabby's fearless approach to life and business. His ultimate goal involves rescuing his father's corporate empire from financial ruin before ultimately seizing control and reshaping it according to his own strategic vision. What makes Philip's determination particularly noteworthy is that Gabby possesses neither hesitation nor reservation about joining him on this ambitious journey. Her willingness to entangle herself in corporate warfare, to risk her reputation and resources, and to stand beside him as they navigate the murky waters of Kiriakis family politics demonstrates a level of commitment that goes far beyond casual attraction. The question looming large over Salem's society circles is whether this unconventional pairing might indeed evolve into the dynamic powerhouse couple that longtime residents have been secretly craving. Will their combined intelligence, ruthlessness, and strategic thinking create an unstoppable force? Or will their shared appetite for manipulation ultimately lead to their downfall? Only time will tell as their first official date unfolds. The Brady-Sarah Zander triangle. Complications emerge. The romantic entanglement involving Brady Black, Sarah Horton, and Zander Kiriakis reaches a critical inflection point as Zander finally accepts what appears to be an inevitable conclusion. Brady Black has spent considerable time attempting to convince Zander that doing the right thing, noble thing, means releasing Sarah from their marriage bond so she can pursue genuine happiness elsewhere. Brady's arguments have been persuasive, his reasoning sound, and his moral clarity seemingly unassailable. Zander, seemingly worn down by Brady's persistent intervention, and perhaps recognizing the validity of his former enemy's perspective, has finally capitulated. In a moment heavy with theatrical grandeur and emotional weight, Zander formally presents Sarah with the divorce papers she has been desperately seeking. The gesture, while ostensibly representing his acceptance of defeat and his willingness to release her from their failing marriage, carries with it an undercurrent of finality and resignation. The papers are offered to Sarah in a manner befitting soap opera drama kind of scene designed to make viewers hold their breath, uncertain whether this moment represents genuine closure or merely the beginning of a new chapter filled with unexpected complications and emotional turbulence. However, unbeknownst to Sarah and Brady, Zander's physical departure from the situation masks a deeper emotional reality that continues to simmer beneath the surface. Just because Zander has ostensibly stepped aside and formally relinquished his claim to Sarah's romantic future does not mean he has successfully extinguished the complicated feelings that continue to burn within his heart. The question that now haunts Salem's most emotionally invested observers is whether Zander's involvement in Sarah's life has truly ended, or whether his lingering affection and perhaps his stubborn pride will create unexpected obstacles for Brady's burgeoning romance with Sarah. Can Brady truly believe that removing Zander from the immediate situation will eliminate the complications that arise from Zander's deep, unresolved feelings? Will Sarah's future happiness be threatened by the unspoken emotions and unfinished business that Zander continues to carry? The stage is set for potential heartbreak, misunderstanding, and the kind of dramatic confrontations that have become hallmarks of Days of Our Lives storytelling. Family crisis. Jennifer's bold legal strategy. On the domestic front, Jennifer Horton has made a momentous decision that promises to shake the foundations of multiple relationships within Salem's tightly connected families. After careful deliberation and significant emotional anguish, Jennifer has determined that pursuing legal custody of Thomas and Charlotte represents her only viable path forward. These children, whom she loves deeply and feels fierce responsibility toward, deserve to be in her care, according to Jennifer's firmly held conviction. Her decision represents not a rash judgment, but rather the culmination of weeks of careful consideration regarding what genuinely serves the best interests of her grandchildren. Having already informed Chad DiMera of her intentions of a conversation that predictably resulted in his explosive anger and indignant refusal to accept her determination, Jennifer now faces the equally daunting task of explaining her controversial decision to Julie Williams, a woman whose own feelings toward this situation are far more nuanced and complicated than Chad's straightforward rage. Julie possesses deep, abiding love for all four of the parties involved in this custody dispute. She adores Thomas and Charlotte with the fierce protectiveness that only a grandmother figure can muster. She harbors genuine affection and respect for Chad, recognizing his struggles and his fundamental decency beneath his occasional violent impulses. And she loves both Jennifer and Emily as family members deserving of her unconditional support. This impossible emotional position places Julie in an extraordinarily difficult situation. Unlike Chad, who can afford to view this matter through the simplified lens of betrayal and paternal rights, Julie must grapple with the painful reality that what serves one person's interests may inevitably harm another. Her years of wisdom and her hard-won experience navigating Salem's complicated interpersonal dynamics have taught her that easy answers rarely exist in matters of the heart, and that genuine love sometimes requires acknowledging that supporting the people we cherish means accepting their choices, even when those choices create conflict and pain. As Julie listens to Jennifer's reasoning and begins to truly process the implications of this custody battle, she will undoubtedly struggle with conflicting loyalties. How can she best support Jennifer's conviction that she can provide superior care for the children while simultaneously respecting Chad's parental rights and his own deep love for his son and daughter? What does genuine family loyalty demand of her in a situation where everyone involved acts from sincere motives, yet their goals stand in direct opposition to one another? The Mystery Night, Roman's trivia game revelation. In a seemingly lighthearted but potentially revealing development, Roman Brady has organized a trivia game night that promises to be far more significant than its casual presentation suggests. Roman's selection of Kayla Johnson and Steve Johnson as his desired teammates for this competitive evening is no accident. These two individuals collectively possess an impressive breadth of knowledge spanning subjects and experiences that Roman himself cannot claim expertise in. Conversely, Roman possesses his own unique store of information and insight that neither Kayla or Steve can readily access. The beauty of Roman's strategic team selection lies in his recognition that trivia games possess the unique capacity to reveal unexpected truths and unguarded moments of candor. As the game progresses and the competitive tension rises, as players find themselves responding quickly without the luxury of careful deliberation, the evening may very well expose secrets or truths that all three parties have deliberately kept hidden from one another. What starts as a seemingly innocent evening of intellectual competition and friendly rivalry could quickly evolve into something far more significant, a moment of reckoning where facades crumble and hidden motivations surface. Will the intimacy of the game night environment encourage revelations that these three individuals have been harboring? Might their competitive instincts and the pressure of the moment create opportunities for honesty to finally break through carefully constructed walls of silence? The trivia game represents more than mere entertainment. It may serve as a catalyst for significant emotional breakthroughs or uncomfortable confrontations that have been postponed for far too long. Looking forward, a week of transformation. As Wednesday, November 26th unfolds in Salem, viewers will witness multiple storylines reaching critical turning points simultaneously. The romantic possibilities represented by Gabby and Philip's first official date, the emotional complications surrounding Brady, Sarah, and Xander's entangled hearts, the family conflict erupting around Jennifer's custody lawsuit, and the potentially revelatory evening of trivia competition all converge to create a moment of significant narrative tension. Each storyline carries implications that extend far beyond the immediate characters involved, threatening to ripple outward and affect the broader social and emotional ecosystem of Salem. What makes this particular moment in days of our live storytelling So compelling is the recognition that all of these developments are occurring simultaneously. There's no singular focus, no dominant narrative that overshadows everything else. Instead, the writers have carefully orchestrated a delicate balance of competing interests and emotional stakes. Longtime viewers understand that when multiple major plot points reach their crescendo at approximately the same moment, the resulting explosion of conflict, passion, and revelation tends to produce some of the most memorable and transformative episodes in the show's storied history. As the sun sets on November 25th and the characters of Salem prepare for the challenges and opportunities that Wednesday will bring, the question that hangs in the air is simple yet profound: which relationships will emerge from this day stronger and more committed? Which partnerships will fracture under the weight of newly exposed truths and conflicting interests? And most importantly, how will the actions taken on November 26th reshape the emotional and social landscape of Salem for weeks and months to come? The answer lies ahead, waiting to be revealed, as Days of Our Lives continues its never-ending exploration of human emotion, moral complexity, and the eternal struggle between desire and duty that defines the human experience. Tune in to discover how each character navigates these critical moments and what the future holds for Salem's most compelling residents.